is home to many invasive animals, with wild boars among the most destructive. In the suburbs or countryside of Texas and California, it's common to see these boars leaving the forests to wreak havoc on farms. Despite their abundance, Americans don't eat these feral pigs. Why is such a plentiful meat source ignored? What makes wild boars so undesirable for consumption, and how can this growing problem be controlled? Join us as we find out, why don't they eat millions of wild boars in America? Deer in America. A surprising contrast. Deer in America presents an interesting case of conflicting views. In many Arab countries, people see deer as valuable animals. They want to raise deer like Americans do. This desire stems from the quality of deer meat. It's tasty, low in fat, and packed with protein and zinc. These qualities make deer an attractive food source in those regions. However, the situation in America tells a different story. Despite the nutritional benefits of deer meat, many Americans view deer as a problem rather than a resource. The deer population in the United States has grown to a staggering 36 million. This large number has led to deer spreading into areas where they didn't live before, including busy roads and highways. The abundance of deer causes serious issues. Each year, there are about 1.5 million car accidents involving deer. These crashes result in 175 to 200 human deaths annually. On top of that, around 10,000 people suffer injuries from these accidents every year. The financial impact is equally significant. Insurance companies face losses of about $1.5 billion each year due to deer-related road accidents. When considering all deer-related damages, the total cost to the United States economy may exceed $9 billion annually. Farmers bear a substantial portion of this economic burden, with losses reaching $2.5 billion. Wild deer often leave forests to feed on crops, causing extensive damage to farmland. This situation has led to widespread deer hunting. During hunting seasons, about 6 million deer are killed each year. However, this practice raises questions about resource use. The hunted deer represent around 200,000 tons of protein that often goes to waste. The contrast between the desire for deer in some countries and the problems they cause in America highlights the complexity of wildlife management. It shows how the same animal can be viewed as a valuable resource in one place and a costly nuisance in another. This difference in perspective underscores the need for balanced approaches to wildlife conservation and control. The deer dilemma: safety concerns and economic impact. The high deer population in America has created a complex problem that goes beyond crop damage. As deer have spread into urban and suburban areas, they've become a significant safety hazard on roads and highways. The sheer number of deer-related accidents is alarming. With over 1.5 million collisions each year, these incidents pose a serious risk to drivers and passengers. The human toll is substantial, with up to 200 lives lost annually and thousands more injured. These accidents don't just affect individuals, they impact entire communities through increased emergency services needs and healthcare costs. From an economic standpoint, the deer problem extends far beyond agricultural losses. Insurance companies bear a heavy burden, paying out approximately $1.5 billion each year for deer-related claims. This financial strain likely translates to higher premiums for all drivers, regardless of whether they've been involved in a deer collision. When considering the broader economic impact, the total cost to America is staggering, potentially reaching $9 billion annually. This figure includes not only direct costs like vehicle repairs and medical expenses, but also indirect costs such as lost productivity due to injuries or traffic delays caused by deer-related accidents. The widespread nature of the deer population makes addressing this issue challenging. Deer are now common in areas where they were once rarely seen, including city parks, golf courses, and residential neighborhoods. This proximity to human activity increases the likelihood of conflicts and accidents. Traditional wildlife management techniques may not be sufficient to address a problem of this scale. The situation calls for innovative solutions that balance public safety, economic considerations, and ethical treatment of wildlife. Some areas have experimented with deer contraception programs or controlled culling, but these methods are often controversial and have mixed results. The deer dilemma in America illustrates how rapid changes in wildlife populations can have far-reaching consequences. It underscores the need for comprehensive, long-term strategies that consider both human needs and ecological balance. As the deer population continues to grow, finding effective and acceptable solutions becomes increasingly urgent for communities across the country. Agricultural challenges. Deer versus farmers. The relationship between deer and farmers in America has become increasingly strained due to the growing deer population. Wild deer, which traditionally inhabit forests, have developed a pattern of venturing into agricultural areas in search of food. This behavior has turned them into a significant threat to crops and farm productivity. Deer are opportunistic feeders with a varied diet that includes many cultivated plants. When they enter farmlands, they consume a wide range of crops without discrimination. This unrestricted feeding can lead to substantial losses for farmers, who invest considerable time, effort, and resources into their produce. The impact of deer on agriculture goes beyond mere crop consumption. Their presence can damage young trees, trample smaller plants, and create paths through fields that disrupt planting patterns. This destruction can set back crop growth and reduce overall yield, affecting not just the current harvest but potentially future ones as well. Farmers have responded to this threat with various deterrent methods. Many have resorted to hunting during designated seasons to reduce local deer populations. However, this approach has led to an unintended consequence: a significant amount of potentially usable meat going to waste. The annual deer hunt results in approximately 6 million deer being killed, equivalent to about 200,000 tons of protein that often remains unused. This wastage presents a paradox. While deer meat is nutritious and could potentially be a valuable food source, the scale of the problem and the circumstances of the hunting often prevent efficient use of this resource. The focus for many farmers is on protecting their livelihoods rather than harvesting the deer for meat. The situation has created a complex ethical and practical dilemma. On one hand, farmers need to protect their crops to maintain their economic viability. On the other hand, the large-scale culling of deer without utilizing the meat raises questions about resource management and wildlife conservation. This conflict between agricultural needs and wildlife management highlights the need for more sustainable solutions. It calls for approaches that can effectively control deer populations while potentially making use of the animals as a resource rather than treating them solely as a pest to be eliminated. Wild pigs, an invasive threat. While deer pose significant challenges, wild pigs have emerged as an even more destructive force in the American landscape. These animals, first introduced to the United States in the 1930s, were originally known as Russian pigs. Their initial purpose was to serve as a source of fat and meat. However, this well-intentioned introduction has led to unforeseen and far-reaching consequences. Over time, some of these pigs escaped from farms and began to thrive in the wild. Their population has exploded, transforming them into what many consider an invasive species. As of 2023, wild pigs are recognized as one of the most harmful animals to wildlife in the United States. The impact of wild pigs extends far beyond natural ecosystems. These animals cause extensive damage to a wide range of environments, from agricultural lands to carefully manicured golf courses. Their destructive behavior is not limited to consuming crops. They also engage in rooting, a behavior where they use their snouts to dig up the ground in search of food. This rooting behavior is particularly problematic for land management. When wild pigs root, they leave behind large areas of disturbed soil. This not only destroys existing vegetation, but also renders the land unsuitable for immediate cultivation. The damage can be so severe that it requires significant effort and resources to restore the land to a usable condition. The economic toll of wild pig damage is staggering. Annual losses attributed to these animals amount to approximately $2.5 billion. This figure encompasses a wide range of costs, including crop destruction, land rehabilitation, and measures taken to control pig populations. The rapid spread and adaptability of wild pigs have made them a formidable challenge for wildlife management. Unlike some invasive species that are limited by specific environmental conditions, wild pigs have shown a remarkable ability to thrive in diverse habitats across the country. This adaptability, combined with their high reproductive rate, has allowed their populations to grow unchecked in many areas. Addressing the wild pig problem requires a multifaceted approach, balancing ecological concerns with economic realities and the need for effective wildlife management strategies. Texas, epicenter of the wild pig problem. Within the United States, Texas stands out as the state most severely affected by the wild pig invasion. The scale of the problem in Texas is staggering, with the state harboring an estimated 3 million wild pigs. This number is particularly alarming when compared to the pig population of just 54,000 that was initially estimated. The dramatic increase in wild pig numbers in Texas can be attributed to several factors. The state's diverse landscape provides ideal habitats for these adaptable animals, ranging from dense forests to open grasslands. The mild climate in much of Texas also allows for year-round breeding, contributing to rapid population growth. Texas's large size and varied terrain make controlling the pig population exceptionally challenging. Traditional hunting methods often prove insufficient given the vast areas these animals can inhabit. The pigs' intelligence and wariness also make them difficult targets, as they quickly learn to avoid areas where hunting pressure is high. The impact of such a large wild pig population on Texas's economy is profound. Agriculture, a key industry in the state, suffers significant losses due to crop damage and land degradation caused by these animals. Additionally, the pigs pose threats to native wildlife by competing for resources and disrupting local ecosystems. Texas has been forced to take innovative approaches to address this issue. The state has implemented more aggressive control measures, including allowing hunting from helicopters. This aerial method allows for better access to remote areas and can be more effective in culling larger numbers of pigs quickly. Despite these efforts, the wild pig population in Texas continues to grow. The situation has become so severe that it's affecting urban areas as well, with pigs increasingly spotted in suburbs and city parks. This urban invasion brings new challenges, including potential conflicts with humans and damage to landscaped areas. The Texas wild pig situation serves as a cautionary tale for other states facing similar invasive species issues. It highlights the need for early intervention and sustained, coordinated efforts to prevent animal populations from reaching unmanageable levels. As Texas continues to grapple with this problem, its experiences and strategies may provide valuable insights for wildlife management practices across the country. Pig control methods, from aerial bombing to hunting dogs. To combat the growing wild pig problem, authorities and landowners in the United States have employed a variety of innovative and sometimes extreme methods. These approaches range from high-tech solutions to traditional hunting techniques, each with its own set of advantages and challenges. One of the most striking methods is aerial control, often referred to as aerial bombing. This involves using helicopters to hunt wild pigs from the air. While the term bombing might suggest explosives, it actually refers to shooting from the aircraft. His method allows access to remote or difficult terrain where ground-based hunting is impractical. It also enables rapid coverage of large areas, potentially culling significant numbers of pigs in a short time. On the ground, trapping has become a common control method. Various trap designs are used, from simple box traps to more complex corral systems that can capture entire sounders. Some advanced traps incorporate technology like motion sensors and remote-controlled gates, allowing for more efficient and selective capture. Fencing is another approach used to protect specific areas from wild pig incursions. Farmers and landowners often dig trenches or construct sturdy fences around their properties. However, the intelligence and strength of wild pigs make this method challenging, as the animals can learn to breach many types of barriers. Traditional hunting with firearms remains a widespread control method. Many states have relaxed hunting regulations for wild pigs, allowing year-round hunting and removing bag limits. Some areas even permit night hunting using thermal imaging equipment to increase effectiveness. The use of hunting dogs is a time-honored technique that has found renewed purpose in wild pig control. Trained dogs can track and corner pigs in dense vegetation where human hunters might struggle. This method is particularly useful for locating and dispatching pigs in areas where other control methods are less effective. Chemical control, including poison baits, has been researched but remains controversial due to potential impacts on non-target species and environmental concerns. Each of these methods has its place in the overall strategy to manage wild pig populations, but none has proven to be a silver bullet solution. The complexity of the problem necessitates a multifaceted approach, combining various techniques tailored to specific local conditions and challenges. The paradox of pig proliferation. Despite intensive efforts to control wild pig populations, their numbers continue to grow at an alarming rate. This persistence presents a paradox that challenges wildlife management experts and policymakers alike. One of the key factors contributing to this paradox is the wild pig's remarkable reproductive capacity. Female pigs, or sows, can begin breeding at a young age, often as early as 6 to 8 months old. They are capable of producing up to 2 litters per year, with each litter containing 4 to 12 piglets. This high reproductive rate means that pig populations can rebound quickly, even in the face of significant culling efforts. Another factor is the wild pig's adaptability to various environments. These animals can thrive in diverse habitats, from forests and swamps to agricultural lands and urban fringes. This versatility allows them to find new territories when pressured in one area, making complete eradication extremely difficult. The lack of natural predators in many areas also contributes to their unchecked growth. In their introduced ranges, wild pigs often have few animals capable of preying on adult individuals. This absence of natural population control mechanisms puts the onus of management entirely on human efforts. Interestingly, some control methods may inadvertently contribute to the problem. For instance, hunting pressure can cause pigs to become more nocturnal and wary, making them harder to locate and control. Additionally, unsuccessful trapping attempts can educate pigs, making them more difficult to capture in the future. Climate change may also play a role in the paradox. Milder winters in some regions can lead to higher survival rates and longer breeding seasons, further accelerating population growth. The intelligence of wild pigs adds another layer of complexity. These animals quickly learn to avoid danger and can pass this knowledge to their offspring, making each generation potentially more challenging to control than the last. This combination of high reproductive rates, adaptability, lack of predators, and learned behavior creates a situation where, despite removing 60 to 80% of a pig population annually, numbers can still increase. This paradox underscores the need for more comprehensive long-term strategies that address not just the symptoms, but the root causes of wild pig proliferation. Why Americans don't eat wild pigs. Despite the abundance of wild pigs and the need to control their population, there's a notable reluctance among Americans to use them as a food source. This hesitation stems primarily from significant health concerns associated with consuming wild pig meat. Wild pigs are opportunistic omnivores with a diet that includes almost anything they can find. This indiscriminate eating habit, which can include garbage and carrion, makes them potential carriers of various pathogens. Their scavenging behavior increases their exposure to harmful bacteria, parasites, and other disease-causing organisms. The risk of zoonotic diseases, those that can be transmitted from animals to humans, is a major concern with wild pig meat. These animals can carry up to 24 different diseases that are communicable to humans. Some of these diseases can be severe and potentially life-threatening, making the consumption of improperly handled or undercooked wild pig meat a significant health hazard. Common diseases associated with wild pigs include brucellosis, which can cause fever, joint pain, and fatigue in humans. Trichinosis, caused by parasitic roundworms, is another risk. This condition can lead to muscle pain, fever, and in severe cases, heart and breathing problems. Moreover, wild pigs can be infected with swine influenza viruses, which have the potential to mutate and infect humans. The possibility of new strains emerging through these wild populations adds another layer of concern from a public health perspective. Handling wild pig carcasses also poses risks. There have been reports suggesting that even the process of field dressing, that is removing the internal organs of wild pigs, can lead to illness. This risk extends the health concerns beyond consumption to the hunting and processing stages. The challenge of ensuring the meat is free from these health risks is substantial. Unlike domesticated animals raised for food, wild pigs aren't subject to health monitoring or controlled feeding practices. This lack of oversight makes it difficult to guarantee the safety of the meat. Given these health risks, many Americans view wild pigs more as a hazard to be eliminated rather than a potential food resource. The perceived dangers outweigh the potential benefits of utilizing this abundant meat source, leading to a preference for culling over consumption in wild pig management strategies. Wolves, a predatory menace to livestock. While deer and wild pigs pose significant challenges, wolves present a different kind of threat, particularly to livestock farmers in America. The wolf population, especially in California, has grown to substantial numbers, ranging from 250,000 to 750,000 individuals. This large population has led to increased conflicts between wolves and agricultural interests. The impact of wolves on livestock is considerable. Each year, these predators are responsible for the deaths of approximately 117,000 farm animals. This loss represents not just a significant economic blow to farmers, but also an emotional toll, as many invest considerable time and care in raising their animals. Wolves, as apex predators, have a natural instinct to hunt. In areas where their territories overlap with farmland, domesticated animals become easy targets. Sheep are particularly vulnerable due to their docile nature and lack of effective defense mechanisms against wolf attacks. However, wolves don't limit themselves to smaller livestock. They're capable of taking down larger animals like cattle as well. The presence of wolf packs near farms creates a constant state of stress for both the livestock and the farmers. Animals under threat of predation may experience reduced weight gain and decreased reproductive success, further impacting the farmer's livelihood. Additionally, the constant vigilance required to protect herds from wolf attacks adds to the already demanding workload of agricultural professionals. Protecting livestock from wolf predation is a complex challenge. Traditional methods like fencing are often insufficient against these intelligent and determined predators. Some farmers have resorted to using guard animals such as dogs or llamas, which can help deter wolves but aren't always effective against a determined pack. The economic impact extends beyond the immediate loss of animals. Farmers must invest in additional security measures, increasing their operational costs. Insurance premiums may rise in areas with high wolf populations, further straining agricultural budgets. This situation has created tension between conservationists, who advocate for wolf protection, and farmers fighting to protect their livelihoods. Finding a balance between preserving wolf populations and safeguarding agricultural interests remains a contentious issue in many parts of America, particularly in states with significant wolf presence. The human-wolf conflict. The conflict between humans and wolves extends beyond livestock predation, encompassing direct threats to human safety. Over 30 years leading up to 2006, there were 160 reported wolf attacks on humans in the United States. This statistic highlights the potential danger wolves pose to people, especially in areas where human settlements encroach on wolf habitats. While wolf attacks on humans are relatively rare compared to other wildlife encounters, they tend to generate significant public concern and media attention. These incidents often occur in rural areas or on the fringes of urban developments where wolves are more likely to come into contact with people. Hikers, campers, and individuals living in remote locations are at higher risk of such encounters. The nature of wolf attacks can vary. Some may be defensive reactions when wolves feel threatened or cornered, while others might be predatory, especially if the wolves are habituated to human presence or desperate for food. Attacks on children are particularly concerning, as they may be perceived as easier prey by wolves. In response to these threats, many communities have implemented measures to reduce human-wolf conflicts. These include public education programs on wolf behavior and safety precautions, as well as regulations on garbage disposal and pet management in wolf-prone areas to reduce attractants. However, the fear and anger generated by wolf attacks often lead to retaliatory actions by humans. Farmers and ranchers, feeling threatened and frustrated by livestock losses and potential risks to their families, may take matters into their own hands. This retaliation can take the form of illegal hunting or poisoning of wolves, actions that are often at odds with conservation efforts and legal protections for wolf populations. The scale of human retaliation against wolves is significant. It's estimated that humans kill about 500,000 wolves in America each year, equating to roughly 1 wolf death per minute. This high rate of killing raises concerns about the long-term viability of wolf populations and the ecological balance in areas where wolves play a crucial role as apex predators. This cycle of conflict and retaliation underscores the complex challenges in managing human-wolf coexistence. Balancing public safety and economic concerns with wildlife conservation goals remains a contentious issue, requiring nuanced approaches that consider both human needs and ecological preservation. Wolf population dynamics, reproduction versus hunting. In the United States, wild wolves pose a significant threat to farms, leading to substantial hunting efforts by farmers. The number of wolves in California alone is estimated to range from 250,000 to 750,000. These predators kill around 117,000 livestock annually and have also attacked humans 160 times between 1976 and 2006. As a result, farmers kill approximately 500,000 wolves every year through various methods, including shooting and poisoning. Despite these extensive hunting operations, the wolf population remains stable. This is primarily due to the reproductive capabilities of female wolves. Each year, a female wolf can give birth to 5 to 6 pups. This high birth rate ensures that the population is quickly replenished, countering the effects of hunting. Wolves are versatile hunters. They can hunt small prey like sheep, rabbits, rodents, cats, and dogs individually. Alternatively, they can work together as a pack to take down larger prey, such as bison bulls. This adaptability in hunting techniques contributes to their survival and population stability. In conclusion, while hunting reduces the immediate number of wolves, the high reproduction rate ensures that the population remains unaffected in the long term. The balance between reproduction and hunting creates a dynamic where the wolf population continues to thrive despite ongoing efforts to control it. Wolf hunting behavior, solo and pack strategies. Wolves are versatile predators with hunting behaviors that adapt to the size and type of prey available. What wolves lack in size and strength, they make up for with teamwork and intelligence. Unlike larger predators like mountain lions, wolves rely on cooperation to hunt prey much larger than themselves. While a single wolf can sometimes take down big prey, their true strength lies in working together with the pack to capture animals that might otherwise escape. They exhibit two primary hunting strategies: solo hunting and pack hunting. When hunting alone, wolves typically target smaller prey. These can include animals such as sheep, rabbits, rodents, cats, and dogs. A lone wolf uses stealth and speed to catch these smaller animals, often relying on a quick surprise attack to secure its meal. This solo strategy is effective because it allows the wolf to hunt discreetly without drawing attention from larger predators or potential threats. On the other hand, when wolves hunt in packs, they aim for much larger prey. Hunting as a group allows them to take down animals that would be impossible to catch alone. Cooperation within a wolf pack becomes most evident during a hunt. A pack may trail a herd of elk, caribou, or other large prey for days, all while assessing and hunting. They search for signs of weakness in the herd, but that is just the start. Wolves also consider conditions like weather and terrain, which can influence the hunt's outcome. For instance, wide-open plains favor the prey, as healthy, full-grown ungulates can outrun even the fastest wolf. However, crusty snow or ice benefits the wolves, whose wide, round paws act like snowshoes, allowing them to move effortlessly. Experienced wolves know that hoofed animals often break through the crust and get bogged down in deep snow, giving the predators an advantage. Examples of such large prey include bison bulls. The pack works together to isolate and exhaust their target, using coordinated movements and strategies. This cooperative effort significantly increases their chances of a successful hunt. Pack hunting involves complex social behaviors and communication. Wolves use body language, vocalizations, and other signals to coordinate their actions during a hunt. Each member of the pack has a role, from leading the chase to flanking, and finally bringing down the prey. This division of labor makes pack hunting highly efficient and effective. These two hunting strategies, solo and pack hunting, demonstrate the adaptability and intelligence of wolves. By employing different techniques based on the size and type of prey, wolves can thrive in various environments and maintain a stable food supply. This versatility in hunting methods contributes to their resilience and survival in the wild. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.